Namaskar. Today I want to talk about confidence. To achieve success in life, basically we need two qualities. One is inspiration, vision. You see the goal, you move towards that goal. And another one is confidence. Even everything is there, but no confidence, it becomes very difficult to achieve any success in life on the individual level. We have seen so many people with so many qualities, hundreds of qualities, smart, intelligent, with a great aesthetic sense, with capacity to work hard. Everything is there for success, but no confidence, and they fail. Moreover, if there is no confidence, the person creates around himself or herself a kind of toxic environment. There will be suspicion, there will be attempt to control anything and everything. Very difficult to let go, very difficult to delegate. Everything has to be controlled. Everything have to be closed on oneself. I want to participate in everything. So finally getting exhausted and collapsing. And everybody around also getting so fed up with this mentality, because everybody likes to be appreciated, everyone likes to have freedom, everyone likes to be trusted. So when we don't have confidence, we also cannot afford to trust others. So it creates this kind of unhealthy environment. It is a very big, voluminous topic. We can look at it from the side of biopsychology of yoga. Then to acquire confidence, you have to utilize all the chakras, all the center. The entire body structure has to be adjusted and tuned to acquire that excellence of confidence. But today I want to speak very simple. I want just highlight the basics, and I want to speak how to attain self-confidence, how to attain also self-worth. First, there are 4 levels. One is physical, then psychic, psycho-spiritual, spiritual. 4 levels are there. On the physical level, every emotion comes due to imbalanced secretion of the hormones. Two things are there in confidence. One is ability to trust and freedom from complexes. And another one is freedom from fear. Inferiority complex is rooted in the center, in the body. If you listen to yourself, when you experience emotions, if you listen to your body and you feel, you pay attention to the sensation that happens in the body. For example, when you feel anxiety, you feel it in the middle of chest. If you feel fear, you feel it in the navel point. And then in confidence, it is there, down, at the genital level. It is called in yoga Swadhisthana chakra. I recommend very much, if you have not seen, to watch the video called Swadhisthana chakra out of a course called Biopsychology of Yoga. And there I explain actually physical exercises to bring the balance in the functions of the glands at that genital level. If there is no balance, then there will be no confidence. Greatness actually is stored in a very root level, very down. And then if the glands working properly, then you just feel that energy, you feel that stamina, you can go in the world, you can conquer the world. That is the one thing. So at the first, the most primitive, most simple, and immediately you can feel effects of working with that level is the physical level. There you need to do asanas, few asanas. This center the center of the genital level is a static one. It means it is is a bit difficult to change the secretion. So you need to do asanas for at least half a year to really feel the difference. But it is still quite fast, because in my experience also, when I started to do those asanas, the world just start to change. My attitude start to change, everything started to change. So first level is physical. Then next level is psychic. Inferiority complex. It is deep disbelief in oneself. You cannot take something from the world because you don't feel that you deserve it. You have always feeling that I'm not deserving anything. And you have deep mistrust in yourself. I am incapable to do this, I'm incapable to do that. It is some people who don't have that, they cannot understand. But those who do, it's just like a block in the mind. Go, do it. It's very simple. Look, you do like this, like this, like this. I cannot do it. I just cannot do it. Something blocking me in my mind. So when doing on the physical level asanas, it will a little bit release that. And then you have some scope to go and break further that in confidence. On the psychic level, you need to repair your mind by suggestion and auto-suggestion. Auto-suggestion means you have to tell yourself, I'm worthy, I'm good, I deserve my share of happiness in this world. I'm capable, I can do anything and everything. So this self-suggestion helps very much. But sometimes it is not enough. If there is a good environment, I've seen in my team, we live few people together, and some people have this from the childhood somewhere. They got this idea that I'm unworthy, I'm incapable. So if these people, they come in the proper environment, if someone reminds them, highlights their qualities, even if you get confidence in one quality of yours, it will happen to overcome general inconfidence. One time in Sweden, we had a meeting. Many teachers have come. They are pursuing the task of developing a new education system called neo-humanist system of education. And there were many speakers. And one teacher from USA, he is actually the school director, he told a story that touched me very deeply. He said that in our school, one girl has entered into the school. And we tried to help her, but she was virtually all-round failure. Everywhere she could not even reach the very minimal level. And of course she was feeling badly about herself. And that director, he took it as his personal challenge. He thought, something must be good in her. There must be some worthiness in her. So he started to observe her. Then he noticed that she remembers the names of everybody. Means she has empathy. She cares for people. Then he meditated, and then an idea came to his mind. Let me try to appoint her as a school psychologist. So he brought her into his director room and say, I don't remember what was her name, for example, Lola. Lola, how are you? Oh, I'm okay, more or less. Would you take up some extra job? Nowadays we don't have school psychologist. Could you do that function? She said, me? Yes, yes, you. What do I need to do? You don't need to do anything. You just have to listen. Only listen? Yes, listen. But listen in such a way that people really feel heard. Means they feel that they have been listened to. Okay, I can try. So there was a room allocated. It was written Lola, school psychologist. And then someone came to her room and then started to speak. And she would listen so intently, so gently, so beautifully, that people got the feeling, oh, finally, somebody in this big world has understood me. Nobody else before ever understood me this way. Slowly, slowly, people start to respect her. And they start to come, bring flowers, give compliments, give, attention. Outer suggestion. You are great. You are important. We need you very much. Huh? Outer suggestion. And then, by miracle, she started to succeed with every subject. Maths, language, everything. So he said it was a beautiful transformation. I listened to that story, it touched me very much. Because sometimes the problem is only with the confidence. Person is not certain about himself. But here, actually this recipe is given by our spiritual master that if someone has inferiority complex is such a disease of the mind, is an ailment of the mind. It is worse than superiority complex. In superiority we feel ourselves superior, and in inferiority we feel paralyzed. We cannot do anything. So he suggests that through outer suggestion, by telling someone always good, highlighting good qualities, sincere, not lying, but really finding, really observing something good in that person and highlighting that, person will come out of that inferiority. And he said, but you have to be careful that the person may lose the balance and go into another extreme, which is superiority complex. And then ego needs to be crushed afterwards. So need to just enough to come out of that. So on a psychic level, we can deal like this. Auto suggest whenever thoughts comes that I cannot do this, or I'm not worthy. Nobody needs to hear that you are not worthy. Nobody needs to hear that you have done mistake or you have done sin or something. No people, God also does not need to hear that. You're not becoming better by saying this. Because as you think, so you become. So immediately right there, change your direction of thinking. Think. First it will be a bit artificial, but later on it will be okay. Find one good quality in yourself. Train also on others. Find good quality in others. Look out for good qualities. Don't look out for defects. So slowly mind will change, become positive. Then there is psycho-spiritual. On the psycho-spiritual level, actually, through the divine instincts growing within yourself, through the desire for expansion, you can overcome this inconfidence. Anyway, this is a little bit too abstract. You can feel it when you're meditating. When you're meditating, there is this energy in your chest, in your heart, it expands you, and that dissolves all the inconfidence. But I want to say here one thing is about practice. In yoga practice, it has been very powerful experience for me as a meditation teacher. I have taught many people meditation, and some people, they come to the higher yoga and they learned meditation on the chakra system. That chakra, sometimes people laugh at that, but because they don't have a proper key, they don't have a proper approach. But if it is a balance, it is really authentic practice, it is very, 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 very powerful. The mind is just like a body. In the body there may be germ, there may be virus, there may be bacteria, and there will be sickness. In the mind is the same. There may be some damage within the mind, within the subtle structure, very internal structure. You fix that damage, the mind will open up, it will unfold. The chakras, the centers within us, they are controlling points of the mind. If you want to change something in the country, you don't go people one by one. You go directly to the government. If you are able to influence the government, you will influence the country. Similarly, in the body, you don't go cell one by one, trying to affect the change. You go directly to the government, to the chakra. So by that powerful practices, I have seen that confidence and charisma and mental strength just grows. I've seen that people, it looks like as if they have become bigger. They acquire more space. And whoever comes within their periphery, just start to dance with them. They start to vibrate in their flow of the mind. In myself, this practice created the greatest transformation of my life. I was a very, spacey person. Always in dreams, somewhere, never in the present moment, not confident, vulnerable, insecure. And when I started to do this kind of practices, something happened. And at one moment, I was thinking, one day some person asked me to help him with the business to send some dolls to Hong Kong. And it was a big bureaucratic procedure to go through this, customs, this and that. And I was, 19 years old. And it was something new and I was completely inconfident. And there are some, bureaucratic system, it was quite terrible actually. And then I discovered myself that I have so many plans. Means plan A, plan B, plan C. If something goes wrong, immediately the mind works so clear. Then I was so much surprised. I thought, wow, it is the same me. What happened to me? Yeah, so this is the level. Through meditation, through the yogic practices, definitely the charisma will grow. The power of the mind will grow. With the power, because confidence is outcome of power. With the power, confidence will be established. And then finally, there is a spiritual thing, spiritual side to it. Confidence, confidere, Latin. It is a Latin word from the Latin. With faith. If you have faith into the Supreme, if you feel that this universe is not a machine, but whatever I see is just a crude expression of the Supreme Intelligence, and that Supreme Intelligence is just the ocean of love and bliss. I have relationship of love with the Supreme. If someone loves me and I love him, then should I be afraid of him? Or it? Or her? Should I be afraid? No, I will not be afraid. When you go with the surfing to the ocean, if you think I will control the wave, you will fail. You can never control the wave. But you can love the wave. You can try to understand the wave. And you can try to adjust with the wave. You can be confident in your ability to find a proper solution at each moment. And then you will enjoy the wave. So when this fate comes, when you feel that you are guided, the same force that guides the stars also guides you. When you feel deeply within yourself, then you lose fear. Because you know, the moment comes, I will receive the vision, I will receive inspiration, I will receive the guidance. And if that is not enough, I will also receive help. It was 20 years ago. I was going in the local train and I had some trouble in my studies, in my university. There were some troubles in my life, financial, there were some threatening situation. I was feeling so down and so insecure. I was really feeling bad. And then I start to sing within my mind this mantra that I'm teaching you. This is a beautiful, powerful mantra, Baba Nam Kevalam. I learned it just a few days ago, someone explained me. And I thought, okay, let me try. I start to repeat, Baba Nam Kevalam. And it means supreme consciousness, eternal love is all there is. And then I repeat and I think. And somehow at one moment just something turned in me. I realized, yes, it is true. I felt it within my heart. Yes, it is true. Love is all there is. Then why should I be afraid? It was, wow, it was, powerful experience. Immediately all this gloom, all this sadness disappeared. And then in my life I moved with this feeling that whatever happens, sanctioned by the Supreme. Nothing will happen without the will of the Supreme. And I love the Supreme, and the Supreme loves me. And that I've been always assured in my life about that love. In the situation when I don't have money, and I'm somewhere in the city where there is no people, no friends, no money, somehow money will come, people will come, everything will come. And it is again and again and again. I'm getting again and again and again assured about that care. But to be in that flow, you have to open up to that flow. You have to dare to trust. Fear is there. Fear prevents you from the trust. How to confront the fear? Fear is such an instinct that disappears when you make one step forward towards the object of the fear. So if you want to remain without fear, you have to find the fear and go towards it. And the fear will go away from you. That is the way to overcome the fear. Complex of inferiority and fear, these things, they take away the confidence from you. You overcome the fear, you overcome the feeling of inferiority, and there will be confidence. So 4 things are there to do. 1, to do asanas. physical exercises. 2. Self-suggestion and outer suggestion. I am good, I am capable, I am the son of the Almighty Love. 3. Transform your inner subtle structure of the mind by proper system of meditation. And 4. Develop love and trust to the Supreme Consciousness. And you will acquire the ultimate confidence. Thank you very much.